Okay, now that we're getting into part 3 of this little tutorial series, before you get started authenticating your GACC account to add those Article 7 products that require support from the competent authorities, again, make sure that you set up a computer folder for your GACC registration information, including the PDF copy of your business license, certain HACCP documents like the processing flow charts for each commodity, signed stamped enterprise statement, and then just be prepared to enter in the information about your previous shipments to China in the past 24 months and your annual processing capacity in metric tons, information about pesticides, fumigants that you use, and that should be it. And that's the information that we're going to be entering as we go through. Now, before we had created a new account called Keith Nuts, and we got that approved from GACC directly, and we entered in some Article 9 information. Remember, we go up here using application for registration, the Article 9 products where we can do the direct self-registration is down on the bottom here, the enterprise registration, and we used the nuts and seeds products category, right? So now, before we can access this section up here, we have to use the account certification function of CIFER. So, and the reason I'm using this Schneller Nut account is because I already went through this process. I made sure I had my username, my enterprise name, United States. I had put my FEI, that's the FDA Establishment Identifier number, that you can find in your FDA registration account, which is part of the export listing module as well. And then I had to click on the competent authority for my product category, which is FDA. It shows in here in Chinese, but when you click on the box over here, it gives you the English options. Reason, and I put down new processor of raw almonds test case. And actually, when I hit commit here, first it went to FDA. So FDA received this application request. It didn't go to China. It went to FDA, the competent authority for raw nuts and seeds. And FDA received it in the CIFER account, and they made sure that I had entered something in my export listing module and that my firm is in good standing with FDA. Actually, FDA helped me with this as a test case. So they authenticated this. And so you see up here, it says current state certified. So that means I've already gone through this certification process and my account is live now with the GACC. And you can see if we go to application for modification, nothing's in there because it hasn't gone all the way through the system yet. So we're going to go back to application for registration up here at the top, and this is where we're going to get started. And I've already entered a lot of the information. So for the nuts and seeds category, that's my main business, exporting almonds to China. Here's my FEI number. Wherever there were the asterisks, that information has been filled in. So there's my email. Any communications between me and GACC will go to that Hotmail address. I've already uploaded my business license, whatever that might be. It could be something from your state Department of Agriculture, or maybe like a lot of companies in California have been using the product. It's the food processing license that they get from the California Department of Public Health. That's been working. So down here, I've already entered in shell almonds, but I'll show you what we have to do to add another commodity. So I click on here that we're a production processing facility. We don't have our own, we're not registering as a storage facility. So this time I'm going to go with 080212, which would be kernels, shelled almonds. And I know that the CIQ code for shelled almonds, our importers have been asking for 101. So that's what we've been using. So I'm going to just say shelled almonds, schneller nuts, prunus dulcis is the Latin name. We can skip the warehouse stuff. We do, our maximum capacity is 12,000 tons a year. We did 10,000 this past year, so that's what I'm going to put in there. We do cleaning, shelling, sorting. Pretty much, it's pretty simple. Up to your basic process. It asks if you do HACCP, and I'm just going to say no. A lot of companies have been clicking on HACCP, and then it changes, what's required down below. If you say yes on HACCP, see, then they're asking for all of these worksheets, additional worksheets. If you say no, the only thing that it's asking for is mandatory down here is this flow chart. So I've got my flow chart already saved in here. So I go to my Google, not Google, GACC folder, and see that shows up in there. If you need to put something in there as a holder, it won't let you pass. You can't save this until you put something in there. So every once in a while we'll put in a different type of document just to hold it until the company can get the right processing flow chart to put in there. You can delete it and download it. You can add more if you want. But now we're going to go to the next page, and you will see that it's asking for trade history. Have I shipped to China in the past 2 years? Yes. So you go in and put in the last date and the volume in metric tons. The next mandatory request is down here. So let's go in for shelled almonds now. You click on this. We've already done it for in shell. So I'm going to type in shelled almonds. They are not GMOs, and it's product of USA. Yep. And it asks for, optional if you want to provide some certificates, but it's optional, so we don't have to put anything in there. You don't have to put anything in this box. Just save it. And now you'll see we have two items that show up here under raw materials, right?